I'm ready.
All right, welcome everybody to the great debate here on Meet Me. We have our co-host, Poppy Black Rob. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent. How are you? Ken and Barbie in the room. What's up, Ken and Barbie? I just
That's
realized my
very,
sign wasn't on, so I was like, "Oh, where's my cord?"
and we have our first guest of the night, Lemonade. Lemonade, how you doing tonight?
What's up, y'all? I'm doing good. Look at new me, new good looking haircut.
Feeling good, feeling good.
I'm just feeling myself, y'all. Sorry,
I'm responsible for that. I take the full blame for that.
that you do not have responsibilities for. I'm sorry.
Strawberry Lemonade. Hi, Ken and Barbie. All right. How tonight works is it's an open box discussion. So anybody who gets moved by the topics that we present tonight, you're welcome to buzz the box and come on in. We have space for 2 more people. Rob and I have 6 topics tonight. We usually give each topic about 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how much you guys like the topic. And then we move on to the next. I'm going to kick it off by asking this first question. I actually saw this on Instagram. And I saw this on Instagram, but what was funny to me, ooh, snowball fight, something. Hi, EY. Thank you. So what was funny to me was this first question I'm about to ask. And the comment section on IG was hilarious. So my first question is, what do broke men have? What do broke men have? One of the comments said, a woman, a house, and children, but we're not ready for that discussion yet.
Wow. Oh, that's funny.
And nice ass shoes too, Ken and Barbie said. Nice ass shoes too.
I wouldn't know because I don't stay broke. So I couldn't tell you.
Somebody said
I would have to
broke
say,
men like Chill has absolutely nothing, but yet here they are.
I would have to go. A broke man has the same problem a broke woman have, trying to go for something they can't get.
Ooh.
Oh, so a number 2 at McDonald's? All right.
No, let's more talk about the
Taco.
go both ways, because like a woman can go for a man. And I watched a video where the guy only had enough to get her a ring that was $1,000, and he proposed to her with this ring, and she degraded him and was like, "How dare you get me this ring? It was only $1,000 ring," and he said, "That's all I can afford." And she degraded the man for it. So it's like, how you? And then he said, "But you don't even have a job. How are you going to talk to me like this? But you don't have a job." So it goes both ways.
Incredible said only men are broke somehow. Is that being sarcastic? Incredible.
Look, hey, Incredible. Just buckle up because we choosing balance tonight. We choosing balance all night long. Buckle it up. What do broke men have? That's a that's an interesting question because they could have a variety of things. Um, when I was down and out, I had ingenuity and drive to become more successful, or at least get out of the situation that I was currently in. So some broke men have a determination, and some people don't.
Yes, to request the box, hit the plus sign and request guest and come join us. We have 2 more spots for 2 people. Someone else wrote broke men have a lot of aggression. And there was a lot of people signing off on that. What do you guys think about that?
I watch a lot of YouTube, and I see a lot of successful men with a lot of aggression. There's
Yes,
some right there on my television. There's some right there.
it's not about the aggression. More feel it's more about that broke person. What determines a broke person? Because the next person's broke person ain't the same person. You can be a homeless person and feel like you're rich in happiness, but if you broke, you have these people that are broke because they're broken hearts at home. They got all this problems, so does really matter.
Some.
Oh wow!
Man,
Incredible.
some just ready on that.
I saw you in the box, Incredible, and then you jumped out. Could you jump back in so I could add you? Something said broke man like chill has a lot of aggression. He sure does.
Mm.
He sure does. So I feel like
so
I like, out of all the answers, I liked Rob's answer the best. Broke man would have a lot of, would you say ambition or
ambition and drive, depending on
drive?
the person. I like to think of it this way is that that's not a really valid question from whoever, whatever thread that came from, because I think broke is a state of mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people who have money that act broke, and then I know people that have very little money that act rich.
Yeah.
I like that you said that because I'm somebody who has a lot of money, but I act broke. I do. Because you know why? Because my money is tied up in investments. So
Yeah.
having cash on hand, I do not have. I'm literally broke. But when you do my statements, yeah, I'm good. I'm sitting pretty. Incredible. What do you have to say about this? What do broke men have?
I didn't have an answer to that question. I was just speaking. I wanted to speak to the whole broke thing. Like he says, I guess a state of mind, and in comparison to what, it's a crazy narrative. It's just crazy. Like, is somebody weak if they can't pick up 400 pounds?
So you're saying it's like relative.
I
It's relative.
mean, am I weak because I can't pick up 400 pounds, or if I choose not to pick up 400 pounds?
Mm.
Right? It's like a perception. It's a lot. But yeah, that's just the narrative, I guess.
This would be a good
Somebody
like
said I was
time for,
giving broke energy because I was like, I don't go to expensive restaurants. That makes me broke. I'm giving broke energy. I don't spend my money like that on food. I'd rather cook, right? It's so if that makes me broke in your mind, I guess that's just your opinion.
I like that you said that because I had to have like a lifestyle change when my man came into my life because he really doesn't like eating out. And at first I was like, is this like a broke mentality? But no, he has a healthy mentality. He really don't like eating out because the food is so saturated with all that unnecessary stuff. He rather home cook meals. He rather we stay home, we eat fresh, and I actually have been feeling better in my health because I don't eat out as much because we've been together. So I like that you said that.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I'll stick
Anyone
around
else?
for the next thing. I think I was
Yeah.
not supposed to really touch that topic. He kept giving me a hard time getting in.
The box,
Yeah,
the
because
box is like, stay out of this conversation, brokey.
Right,
No,
I
I'm kidding. I'm
promise
kidding.
you. I think I should leave it alone.
no,
I love it.
I'm gonna double down on what he said because, like, um, I think of it like this: Are you really rich if you are struggling to keep up with the Joneses, and are you really broke if you are living beneath your means?
Right. Like I was saying, I don't have people calling me saying I owe them money.
Right.
Right.
Right. That's a good
I'm,
solid fact. Okay,
right.
that's good.
I'm comfortable. I'm not doing layaways and you know going crazy with credit. I'm not living above my means, like he said. So,
Okay. So would
like,
that be a definition of someone who's broke, that they live above their means, their expenses exceed their income?
right.
That's
Yeah,
a good,
there's a
that's a
lot of
good one.
cases like that.
Because we see millionaires go broke,
Yeah.
right? Trying to live a lifestyle, right? And then we have people, like you said, I seen a meme. It was Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and someone else. And it was like not a Gucci belt in sight.
Right.
I was just about to say that.
Right.
I was just about to say, some of
So
the richest people, you'll never know they're rich because they live like they poor.
And when I go to affluent neighborhoods, you always see a little bucket in the yard, right? In the driveway. You might see a $1 million home and a paid for car, right? And they drive that car to work and they make plenty of money, but they don't spend their money like that. So yeah, it's just crazy how
Like
you would
Warren
think that was the
Buffett.
helps car. You would think that was the helps car, but that's actually the owner's car.
Mm-hmm.
That's Warren Buffett. He's like one of the richest men on the earth right now, and he still lives in this modest house that he's lived with his wife for how long they've been married. The past 30, 40 years they've been married. The very first house they moved into, they still live there. And I said the same thing about my house. I love my house that is paid for, not renting. Petty LaBelle. And I said, because somebody asked me that one time, they were like, would you move into a mansion if you became a millionaire and stuff? I said, no, but I would make changes to my house. I would put a fence up around my house. I have security cameras, but I would install more security cameras. I might even, if I have so much money, you understand, I might even get like a security guard to walk around my house or stay outside and, watch my house. I don't know how far I would go, but I would just stay here.
Like if I was to do something like that, like that house would be more of a business expense than like a living expense. Oh wow, everybody's dropping like flies. Okay.
That's something. He's definitely watching my house. Where's everybody?
Yeah,
Where's our guest?
I'm like, yo, we just dropping right now. Yeah, I would use it as like a business expense because like I like to host like parties and stuff like that. So that would be what that house is for, and then I would live in like just a modest house.
That's a good idea. All right, we're getting ready for the second topic of the night. I'm going to give it over to my co-host, Pappy Black Rob. Welcome, everybody. This is the Great Debate. We have an open box night, so anybody who's interested can join the box. And let's get into our second topic.
All right, this second topic is inspired by someone who is going out on a date in the next week or so. Not me. It's just to clarify, not me. So the question is, do we put too much pressure on ourselves to be perfect over compatible?
Whew. Okay. I'm trying to go back to when I was dating because
Oh, that's a strong no, Eli. Get in the box, sir. I'm gonna need you to explain that. Queen, here's the question, Queen. Do we put too much pressure on ourselves to be perfect over compatible?
Now, what do you mean be compatible on the first date or be compatible? What does that mean?
So to cliff notes the conversation, they were all up in their head on the what is and what not. So the date that hasn't even taken place yet. And I was like, well, why don't you just see if you guys are compatible? That's something that takes time. Like you don't have to be compatible on the first date. Like you're trying so hard to be perfect for someone you don't even know.
I feel like, okay, I understand that because I'm speaking on behalf of a woman.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many insecurity issues. From the minute we're born, we're told we're not skinny enough, we're not young enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not smart enough, all these things. So then we have other females who turned on us by joining the ranks of models and wearing size 0 dresses and judging us when we eat and think and laugh and don't wear makeup or wear makeup or everything else. So I feel like when it comes to love and you want to pick someone to spend the rest of your life with, it can all get caught up in your head. And you could go there and not focus on, well, are we compatible enough to like actually have a relationship? And you go there saying, I hope I smell good. I got waxed. I did my hair. I did my makeup. I picked the right outfit. Let's see. Instead of just trusting that we are completely fine the way we are. And that's a big thing. That's why I love when people troll me, like chill. When he trolls me about my weight or my age or my relationship or whatever, I like that because it doesn't say anything about me. It says everything about him and the group of people that he represents. These judging, narcissistic, misogynist, I can't even say the word, people that are out here.
Misogynist.
Right? It perpetrates again like what the narrative is out there, that everybody has to be this perfect version, and we're never going to be this perfect version. And I'm the woman out here that's saying it's okay that you're older and still looking for love. It's okay that you have pounds on you and still wear sexy clothing if you want to. Like, it's all okay, because other people out here having opinions on your life is ridiculous. So I do agree with you that we do maybe focus a little bit more on being the perfect version, but to be fair, that's kind of what was like thrown down our throats our whole lives, especially from our parents. I'm from the Caribbean, and there is
Mhm.
a lot of pressure on Caribbean women to be a certain way, look a certain way, act a certain way. Women in general, but really Caribbean women, and especially being of Indian descent, there's even more pressure to be perfect,
Oh yeah,
So I understand that
the,
question.
the arranged marriages and all that good stuff. I know
Yeah,
about those things. No,
yeah.
because like I was telling them, like it was hilarious because it was like, oh, I don't know what to do, or like, where would we go? And I was like, look, you guys got time, just talk to each other on the phone, like y'all just. But because I told them, I said, I body out, calling me right now. If I'm inviting somebody out, um, to come hang out with me, and I don't really know them. Like I tell them, I treat them like one of my homeboys. Like, hey, I'm going out to the pool hall. I'm going out to shoot darts, play basketball. I'm going to a museum. I'm just treating them like my homeboy, and then we just do homeboy stuff because, like, for me, I always, and this is one of the things that most people don't know. Like, all my relationships have been like this, a gradual, uh, uh, gradual elevation. So it's just like I don't go out with the purpose of like, oh, I need to put this person in this position, you know, and then I need to be this particular person off day one. Right? I look at it like if you're going on to a job interview and you got a skill set, you don't know every facet about the job that or the company that you're in. So like, why would you need to know everything about the company? They don't even put everything out for the public to know. So just go know what you know and then move from there and elevate.
I love that. Welcome in, everyone. This is the Great Debate, and we're just talking about our second topic of the night concerning dating. Are we focusing too much on being perfect, or are we not focusing on being compatible? I always tell women, if the man says to you on a first date, "Where would you like to go?" Thank you, Queen. If a man says to you, "Where would you like to go?" Let him make the decision, and be very
Oh.
upfront with him. Tell him, be like, "Listen, if you tell me that, I'm gonna pick Ruth Chris's Steakhouse." I don't know your budget. So here's what I'm gonna tell you. You pick where we go, what we do on the first date, and I am fine with it because I really want to see what your preferences are, what you like to do. Because
Yeah.
remember, we're trying to figure out if we like each other and we're compatible. So don't do something to make me happy. Do something that makes you happy so I can see if that makes me happy too.
Look, I had a dude that said he was going to a hockey game with somebody, and like the whole stream was like, "Oh, you don't know that? Like, what if you don't like that person?" I was like, "Well, they can leave." I'm enjoying the hockey game. Like you just add a plus one. We're
Yeah,
not
and
married or whatnot.
if honestly, if a guy invited me to a hockey game to go on a first date, I would go and I would never see him again because I don't do that. That's not my thing. But I sure as heck want to go at least one time to see what this is about, you know? And then
and
if I
this
don't like it and I don't have a good time, I'll be like, all right, thank you. I'm out.
And this is what I was trying to explain to my friend because I was telling them that for me, like I look at it from uh, on multiple angles. So like I tell them I do the thing that most adults say you should do, but they don't. I sit down and have a conversation with the person and be like, "We're not compatible. Let's just be friends. Like, let's be adult about it. Be friends. I'm gonna support your endeavors to find your man. You can support me in finding more gym members, and we'll go on about our ways. Like
I agree
there's
with that
no need
thousand
to
percent.
there's no
Because
need
that's
to
very much
yeah, I was telling them like there's no need to go down a pathway that's not your pathway or something that you're not comfortable with because you're trying to appease the other person's feelings. Like just have an adult conversation. It's more profound that way.
facts. All right. My second topic, I've changed.
Wow. Lord. Well, let me scratch that out.
All right, welcome in everyone. We're doing the great debate. If you want to join the conversation, just buzz the box, hit that plus sign in the bottom right, and come join us and let's chop it up. My second question, just today, President-elect Donald Trump said that on January 20th, he is instituting the ERS. That will be the birthday of the ERS, the Revenue External Revenue Service. He said
Mhm,
that we have the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, where we are taxed, and he said
mhm.
it's not fair. Why are foreign countries making money off of us? Why is the world benefiting off of us? So from now on, starting on January 20th, we will have the ERS where we will tax companies that are doing business with America to pay for the tariffs and trades and all the fees and whatnot. Do you guys think this is a great idea or a bad idea?
I love it because I don't get enough back every year. So go ahead and tax everybody. Tax
I
all
think
of
we're still getting taxed.
them.
I think we're still getting taxed. I wonder, would our tax go down if he institutes the ERS? Would the IRS go down?
Probably not. They need their money too.
Eli said, bad idea. Prices will rise from import. Okay, anyone
Look,
else?
look, cereal's already $10, so I'm not worried about it. I have $20 worth of cereal on my refrigerator right
I mean, if I was to play devil's advocate, I would say good idea because it will force people to buy more local. So instead of getting that, I don't know, that jacket from China, you might want to get a jacket that's American made, so there might be a positive in that. Because yes, I'm assuming the companies outside of America will raise their prices to cover these taxes and whatever else. It's causing foreign companies to create American jobs. Ooh, now that's what? Are you coming back in the box to tell us about this? I didn't know that. Or so are you saying foreign companies are moving to America and opening plants here, manufacturing plants and stuff? Oh, I love this for us. I do, I do.
now. That's interesting. Are they the foreign people that are getting past the wall that Trump is trying to put up so they don't get in here? Is
The question is, Donald Trump, President-elect Donald Trump is going to institute the ERS on January 20th, which is the External Revenue Service, where he will start taxing foreign companies for doing business with us to pay for the tariffs and fees and stuff like that. Is it a good idea or bad idea?
Okay, I said it's creating jobs. Like there are a lot of foreign companies here, so we are still making them wealthy regardless. Because when they leave here, like a company from Thailand comes to America, when they send the money back to Thailand, every dollar is still worth 34. there. So either way, they're gonna make a lot of money. But
Mm.
work, no matter hard work, does not equal wealth. So they can create as many jobs as they want. More jobs does not mean more wealth.
But it may cut
Oh
the
yeah.
unemployment rate, right?
But inflation, what are we doing about that? Like, um, they say people don't want to work anyway. I don't
I
know.
was just about to say that. I was like, look,
So,
you can
so that
create as
we
many
have to
jobs as you
wonder,
want if nobody want to
keeping
work.
keeping the people who aren't supposed to be here. They're creating jobs for those people. I don't know. It's a complicated thing.
That's why I'm trying to, I love everybody's viewpoints on it because I'm trying to figure it out. Like just looking at it face on without thinking about it, you'd be like, oh, that's a great idea. Tax the foreign companies. But then, like you said, now you're getting into the intricacies of this. What does it look like? Well, the foreign companies are going to charge us more. Does anybody know if we actually make phones in America, or do we always get those from foreign countries?
I've worked in a lot of industries, and I never worked for us like somebody who produced phones. But yeah, I thought about that, like us producing our own phones and different electronics. But no, most of that stuff is imported.
I'm going to
Yeah,
chat GPT it.
I think the only ones that are made here are rotary phones.
Oh,
Uh,
and people are they keep finding ways to circumvent whatever you do. So like a lot of companies will move to Mexico,
Okay,
and
listen to this. We
yeah,
do. America produces its own phones, though the majority of manufacturing and assembly processes occur overseas. Apple iPhone is designed in the US by Apple in Cupertino, California. Google Pixel phones are designed by Google in Mountain View, California. And Motorola, a historically American brand, is now owned by Lenovo China. So there is like a,
well. Okay, it's California, but let's be honest, that's Little Mexico. It's Little Mexico.
and I hear them saying design, but I don't hear them saying produced.
right.
Right? You gotta
Good
be
job, incredible.
you gotta listen to what people are saying, like effectively.
Now, now, if I can intervene here for a second, so the company that I transport for uh, making paper product, they actually are a outside the United States company. So, with that being said, uh, a lot of the paper comes in like big rolls. So they come on containers, shipping containers. So for them to produce or to bring that into the country, so to speak, if I'm not mistaken, they have to pay a tariff to bring that inside to produce. And
mm,
then uh, as a consumer, 90% of the time, the consumer is hit with that tariff tax, so to speak, because the person like Walmart, Kmart, Target, they have to pay a certain fee to be able to have that product in their store. So
so
then, go ahead, Uma.
no, like to add to that, producing phones, this is Chat GPT, producing phones entirely in the US is costly because of higher labor costs and lack of domestic supply chains for certain components like displays or microchips. And that is true because the largest microchip country in the world, producing country in the world, is Taiwan. And we know we need those
Facts.
microchips for the phones. So,
Well, not just that, they also produce the vehicle chips.
It's all play. It's all games. imagine little Taiwan. Like,
But
I,
again, like you said, Omar, the reason that these companies have managed to go overseas and have this stuff produced is because the cheaper labor laws.
Right. Right. But we do have some things in our corner, like even though let's see, Taiwan and South Korea are the leaders in manufacturing cutting edge chips, the US remains a leader in chip design with companies like NVIDIA, AMD, and Qualcomm. So we do have some things that work for ourselves, but not all of it.
Go for it.
All right. Welcome in everyone. This was a good topic. Welcome in everyone. This is the Great Debate. Welcome to my stream. Rob has our third topic for the night. Is it third?
Fourth.
Fourth topic of the night.
All right. Before we get into that topic, who likes movies and television shows in the room?
Everybody.
Everybody.
All right, cool. All right. Here's the question of the night. The fourth question: is DEI ruining cinema?
What's
By
DEI?
DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Oh boy.
is it ruining something?
Is it ruining movies and television?
I'll tell you what I don't like. That's the only way I can answer it. What I don't like is it seems like of all the talent we have in America, especially for shows I like with like people who fit my demographic, they come from Europe. Like they're not American, but they're playing Americans. Like we can't even find Americans to play Americans. It's crazy. So in that sense, yes, they're including people, but they're excluding. Like it's just they're excluding us.
I break this question down. Is DEI ruining America TV? So are you saying like there's too many
diversity? So this is diversity, equity, and inclusion are organizational frameworks which seek to promote the fair treatment and full participation of all people, particularly groups who have historically been unrepresented or subject to discrimination on the basis of identity or disability. So I came up with this question because I was watching a very fascinating YouTube video where this dude basically said they were talking about the DEI in movies and TV shows. And he's like, I've never watched a movie that I disliked, and then they came out with another movie, a similar movie 10 years later with my demographic and was like, oh, it's a black person. All right, cool. I like this.
Oh, okay. So similar to the movie Mermaid.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I like the white Ariel. I never seen the black one.
Me neither. It didn't offend me. I was like,
it was good the first time. Like, I don't know.
I like the diversity because, you know, I was a little Indian girl growing up and I really didn't have any role models to look up to because everybody was the same color and looked pretty much the same to me as a little girl growing up. So I like the fact that we have black Barbie dolls and black Ariel the mermaid and you know an actual like Indian woman playing Jasmine from Aladdin and an actual Asian woman playing Mulan from, you know, that movie. So I like it. I don't know. I like it.
No,
Those are all good, but those were all women. And like then we have what the last. Well, what was one of those movies? It was like The Last King, and it was a woman being the king.
Oh, the Woman King with
The Woman King with
oh yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
The
I
movie
love that
Black
movie.
Panther. They got rid of the guy. Now it's a woman. They're doing a lot of that where the women are becoming the saviors. That's kind of
Well, let me throw this out there for Uma. Because like I don't mind the representation of it all, but do you think that in the pursuit of getting representation for all groups, we are losing sight of story?
You know what's funny? I have a friend, and they say every time they see a movie, they say there's always some group represented. Like you can't miss it. There's somebody trans, somebody LGBTQ, somebody of color, and
definitely
I
man on
think they
the
would
set.
side with you and they would say, yeah, like could we just have a movie regardless? You know, whether you make it all white people or all black people or all gay or all straight, like just do the movie. And I don't know. For me, it didn't bother me. It didn't really I was paying attention to the storyline, so I don't know.
Because like I think for me it's a little more complex than that. Like representation is good for sure. Like, but at the sake of like having realistic style stories, I don't think it works well. Because at the end of the day, the agenda to push representation is not to really represent everybody equally. It's really just to be like, oh, if I put this group in my movie, then I'm probably going to get more money, and that's not really how that works.
Hmm.
I could see that. I could see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm just
Wow.
saying they are pushing a lot of gay sex on TV, right?
That that
They,
topic
they,
is
they're
actually
definitely starting to do that.
Like it's out of control. Like sex in itself is like they're doing a lot of that, but
That used to just be
same
HBO and
sex,
Cinemax. Now
sex,
it's ABC.
right?
Like,
Basic cable, basic cable. It's crazy.
and not Madam Munchie coming in on the topic.
all right.
It's
We're gonna
almost
move
like
on to our next topic. Welcome everybody to the great debate. We have one space open if anybody wants to request the box, buzz the box. All right, my next question, I'm gonna have to do a bit of explanation before I give you the question, okay? So did you guys hear about the guy that went to the Bikini coffee bar in Arizona?
Oh no, I missed that one. I'm
Maybe this
pretty
is
sure.
the old story, right? This isn't new.
Right, right. So there was a guy that went to apparently there's a coffee store where all the women are dressed in bikinis, and it's like a McDonald's. You can drive up to the drive-up window and get your coffee and then drive off, and the women are in bikinis. Well, apparently
McDonald's
this
has
guy,
changed.
right, this guy had driven up and he didn't have any pants on, and he had his personal item exposed. So the women said this is not the first time this has happened. So when he did drive up, uh, they alerted the manager. The manager came to the window and said, that is not acceptable. We will not serve you. You have to drive off. That is not acceptable. And the guy drove off immediately because they were filming him. Well, they posted the video to social media. And I guess upon realizing that that video was posted on social media, he drove somewhere with a pew pew and unalived himself in the head.
Oh, now that part is new, right? He just that
So,
Wow.
part just happened.
so leaving behind a wife and kids. So my question is, who do you think? No, do you think the person who posted the video would that be considered I don't know what the legal term is, but like involuntary
Revenge porn?
manslaughter,
Oh,
or like, did they have a part to play? Can they be sued in this person's
Oh man.
unaliving?
no. He committed suicide. So, no.
But he
But
committed suicide after seeing that his video of him exposing his wee-wee was exposed.
yeah, no.
All I know is I just texted Mel. I was like, "Oh, you need to get in here for the no pants topic." Immediately.
Yeah.
Goober, Lee, what's up?
But I remember a similar story where they said this girl told, I guess she told her boyfriend to kill himself, and he did it, and she got locked up.
Well, that's different. I know that story. All right, okay, we have everybody in here. Let me repeat the story again. Hi, guys. Welcome to the great debate. We have one box open to anybody who wants to request it. Okay, so there's a story about a man who drove up to this Bikini coffee shop in Arizona. He had no pants on and his private parts were out. He had a habit of doing this at this particular coffee shop. So the woman who worked there called her manager. The manager yelled at him and said, "You have to drive off. That's unacceptable, completely unacceptable." They recorded the whole thing and they posted it on social media. The man, realizing that he was on social media, went somewhere with a pew-pew and unalived himself in the head. So the question that I'm asking is, do you feel that that coffee shop is liable in any kind of way, or can they be sued for, I don't know, mental aggravation, encouraging this or whatnot? Incredible said no. Melbelle said no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a no. I'm gonna give you a no, and I'll explain why. So, two reasons why. First, I don't know how old the man was, but I'm assuming he was an adult.
He was.
He looked young. I think he was like in his 20s, like 27, I think they said.
Yeah. Sound about
Uh,
right.
so I'll use the phrase that
I have the video. Let me see if I can show you the video.
I'll, I'll use the phrase that Riley Freeman used on Boondocks. I'm old enough to know to move out of the way when someone's trying to pee on me. Like, you don't know. You don't enough know that going out in public with your thing exposed is going to cause some problems. Like, I knew that at age 10. You should know that in your mid to late 20s. So, and no, he's in a public place. Like, anything filmed in a public place is not liable in the court of law. Like, especially if you're doing it multiple times. So you
All
got
right,
a stern warning. You came back.
Good. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Sir, you need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Call 911.
I mean, he ain't even got tints on those windows. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
Good. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Sir, you need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Yeah. It is so funny though. Like, that is crazy.
Hi, Melville.
Hi.
Just to let everybody in the box know, we are recording to YouTube. Just let y'all know if you want to put it on the ceiling or anything. I just want to let y'all know we are recording.
Okay.
Okay.
Not her saying fix yourself. Oh, I love you. I'm just kidding. Hi,
Right.
Southern.
I'm just
Rob.
now.
I don't know.
I'm just now. It's crazy.
Yeah, Mel. I was like, no pants topic. Where you at,
Okay,
Mel?
so was that the guy? Was that the guy?
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like she did her due diligence by saying call 911. I say,
Right.
I mean, it's really all, to be honest with me, I don't feel like anybody could be held accountable for that, but I think in the sense that she asked for that, now whether anybody took that sarcastically or as a grain of salt, or if it was called and nobody did anything, I feel if I mean that could be maybe technically legally to an extent responsible, but I just feel um I mean, it was inappropriate. You don't know. I mean, like, let's be honest. We see so many pervs out there. Like, somebody would see that. Would you make the assumption, like, mental illness? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just feel like, I mean, unfortunately, you know, you hear stories of just inappropriateness. I don't think that people stem that's you know where that person's at.
All right.
Um,
Here's my take on it, because I had a discussion with a person today who was saying that the coffee shop people were wrong for posting the video, because what the person was saying is, you know, if they didn't post the video, that person might be alive today, or if they didn't post the video, they could have like sought therapy for him. And I said, but this is what I said. I said that is not their job. You are responsible for your own mental health. If we make that claim now, let's just say the world's a crazy place, and now there's laws that say, okay, if somebody does something like that to you, you're not allowed to post them or talk about it or whatever. Where do we stop? Where do we stop? Because what if me and Rob get into a disagreement and I yell at him and I curse him out, and then he goes and he unalives himself, right? Then there's another law saying, well, you got to watch what you say to people, because what you say could cause them to unalive themselves. Like, where do we stop? And where's the personal responsibility? Also, my other point is, clearly this man is manipulative, because he had no problem with indecent exposure in public to this group of women because it was contained. He had a problem with it, though, being indecent exposure to the larger public. It sounded very much like a control issue. I want to show this group of women, I want to affect their mental health, right? Nobody's talking about that. And a lot of us female streamers know about this, because we get weirdos all the time coming into our stream and getting in the box and exposing themselves, right? But nobody says, well, what about your mental health? And
right.
why is mental health more important than that woman's mental health? These
I
are
mean,
things
I think for sure it was very unethical for the posting. I'll give it that, right? But to give it legal responsibility, it's a completely different source. I've heard of like actual crimes being committed, and you see it on the news. Someone caught that, right? And there could be a million excuses. I didn't want to approach it, to put myself in the middle of the crossfire, a million reasons why, right? But I think in this particular case, was it unethical for them and maybe slightly immature for them to post it? Yeah. They could, like,
But I
oh, we have
disagree with that,
footage. I mean, they could have very, very well said, I posted this just in case, you know, this guy came back and, you know, harassed them, you know, right? Let's say that he didn't do that. And he came back and he pursued being, you know, douchey and, you know, hitting on them. They can be like, you know, we have it on footage that, you know, he did this, and, you know, I mean, how many people, you know, but also every state for a reason has legalities on that. And like in the state of Illinois, you can't be recorded without someone knowing. There has to be some kind of verbal interaction that says you are being recorded, and some kind of an agreement. Like, and people don't know that. So like just that as an example. So like I said, I think it was very unethical for that and immature on that point. But to persecute it to the law that they're held legally responsible, or any guilt, I think that's reaching. I mean, we're not going to get too deep, at least not, I'm not. But there's so many actual crime. Like, I'm not saying this isn't a crime. This is a very sad situation, right? But there is like legit like crimes that have been recorded head on, like deliberately being watched. I mean, you see these videos of women that were like kidnapped, and somebody was recording it. Like, what were you doing that you sat there watching this, you know? And some of these things aren't like even like 5 seconds. They're like minutes and minutes and minutes rolling. And it's like nobody was doing anything. Nobody was doing anything. And then all of a sudden, like, oh my God, this is horrifying. Look at the footage. Like, but nobody wants to pay attention, that everybody, and like in those cases, I think again, there is a moral responsibility, like morality, like responsibility. Should those people be like, I won't lie, I will be like, how dare you? You don't get to like
I'm
even
telling
like,
you, nah, I disagree. I'm all for the
I'm,
recording,
I'm
because
gonna
I'm letting
disagree.
you
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you, like, I've had so many guys come in my DMs on Instagram exposing themselves and stuff. And I post it. I post it on my IG story and I tag them too. And I'd be like, look what this weirdo is doing in my DM. Because to me, if you're going to send it to me, then you're giving me permission to share it. So I'm going to go ahead and share it. And then concerning like unethical and immature, no, because I'll clearly blank out the private area part. So not showing that to be pornographic or
I think
anything.
I don't care. Maybe I'm seeming a little biased, but I feel like this is your space, right? This is your streaming platform. This is your streaming room, so to speak. And so someone's deliberately coming in here. I'm not saying it's okay what he did by any means. So please, nobody in here that's listening or walking in thinking that that's okay. But I feel the footage shows that like he didn't go into the coffee shop to do this. At least that's not what I heard. Like the footage shows him being outside in his car, and I've seen so many guys being disgusting and gross. Like, even like, and yes, I've called the police officers on, but I didn't sit there and record this man being like disgusting, right? So like, would I have caught footage and taken a picture and saved it for the cops? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I might even comically like even send it to show, like if it was on my platform, like maybe that's a little bit biased. I can agree with you on that because again, like they deliberately came within your space to come at you, if that makes sense.
And they said that this
Let
is
me
the
let me
first
throw
time.
something in there.
Okay.
Yeah, this was several times that he did it. So I think maybe they just got fed up. But then also too, to the point about if somebody is across the street, if I'm sitting in my car and somebody's across the street and they're being thrown into a van, I don't want to go and help them because I could be thrown in the van too. I rather take my phone out, record, and scream and hit the horn and be like, help, help, whatever. And I'm recording them to give to the police so they could have this information. I might even drive behind them a little bit and call 911, but I'm going to be in the safety of my car because I got 2 children to live for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go near that van or try to like help that person.
Yeah.
Let me throw this in.
Thought about it. Yeah.
Let me throw this in the mix real quick. What's up, Candy?
Candy.
We talked about the ethicalness of it and whatnot. So let me throw this scenario out there. Same guy, different situation. So
Okay.
let's say this guy is a dude that's exposing himself at playgrounds.
Okay.
So you give a description of the guy because you don't have your camera out. Like you give a description to the guy, police about the guy. He's still out there. Like he comes back maybe 2 other times, and one of those times you have your camera out because you recognize him. So like now you have a video description of this person. The cops are not being very helpful, but you want to be safe within your neighborhood. Your neighbors' kids and stuff. So you post that online. Be on the lookout for this person. Is it unethical to put that online to keep your community safe, as opposed to the mental well-being of a person who's a repeat offender? What's up, Candy?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I agree with all of you.
Mhm.
I just think it's like you can see, like, it's almost like reading the room for me. Like, in what aspect was that recording? And I think you can say that from the recording. I think that they were offended and everything, but like, I see the way you're doing. Like, yes, I've seen things in the neighborhood happen. I live in one of those kinds of neighborhoods where like the slightest thing happens and people are posting it and being like, hey, keep on the lookout, right? Or this is going on, or that this, that anybody noticed this. And I'm totally understanding of it, right? But I just feel like with certain cases, I've also seen certain things. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. And I'll be completely honest, because it's not to disagree with either one of you. It's
Mhm.
completely understandable. I think it's just kind of like one of those read the things. In this particular case, just from my gather, because I briefly did notice that that news. Um, I don't feel like they should be held accountable for it because nobody knows what was going on there. Number one, I don't feel like there was, but on the other hand, the footage on the footage that is shown, like there's other sources that have been leaked out. It didn't it didn't stem from like I feel threatened. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying that he was in the right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain that. But it wasn't like opposed to like now Uma's made it very clear, and I've seen that. And I've done that, in that sense of like you are coming into my life and you want to showcase yourself out there. Like, and I might even be comical as a defensism. Like if you want to sit there and put yourself and then, and speak to me in such a manner, then, paying it forward. I can understand what you mean totally, absolutely, and understand and respect that of being on the alert. Like, I absolutely, if I saw a crime, I agree with Uma. Like, I have children. I wouldn't put myself in the crossfire. But I just feel like looking at all, like in just a short amount of looking at the news thing, I don't feel like it was done from like I feel threatened. I want to report this person. It was just like, haha, look at this perv. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, right? This is just again my approach to like reading the room. And I only say that because even as a streamer, and now I wouldn't say that I empathize with the people that are sitting there showcasing their privates. But have there been some people that have come in the stream and have had some kind of vibe? I mean, yesterday, Robbie, were you not in my stream? And we're not going to bring that up, but like just recently, someone that consistently comes in clearly was going through something because I was, dealing with something and I was about to be on a show. So I literally came on, and I'm the type of person that for the most part, I keep up to with all my comments. And mind you, I haven't streamed in forever. This was like my second stream, maybe in like half a year, right? I was so embarrassed. Eli was actually in there. I don't know if you're still in here, Eli. And this guy came in and clearly he was going through it. And he just went from 0 to 10, like, Mel, you're this, this, and that. And I sat there like genuinely who like I am and like who I am with people. It's like not just assuming like you're a jerk. Like some people do that and that is their right. I'm just a person that's like the way you approach it. It's like, okay, let's talk about this. You're clearly going through this. It doesn't have to escalate to this. Now in this particular situation, they were all sorts of disrespectful. I could have sat there and been like, kick him and talk my shit back. And, and that's all valid. I don't look down on anybody who feels the need to do that. I don't do that. It really took a toll on me. And that person was clearly going through it. And I knew why I did it. Right. And so my point being is that like, I think it's also like a reactive space on like, if that makes sense, like what is actually like going out of like context. Can you read like that? I knew that internally that you could read the vibe that this guy was going through something. That didn't condone his behavior by any means. That didn't okay it. It wasn't right. It was beyond disrespectful. And the fact that he felt the need to come in, I'm like, look, and it did hurt me. Anybody who knew me knew that it hurt me, that I was like, I'm gonna hit the block for an hour because honestly, like I'm not here for that. And I'm trying to like talk to you and tell you like I'm sorry, like I can't drop the whole stream to be here for you by any means. Get in the box. I was even willing to do that. And he was just going on and on and on and on, and like the stuff was just like irrational, Uma. Like it was really ridiculous. Had anybody come in there, they would have been like, why is this girl even putting up with this? It was just beyond like the stuff that was being said was just outrageous. Again, I think for anybody, and you hopefully you can appreciate that, like reading that energy, like certain people in here, I'm sure that for some people like get the fuck out, I don't have to deal with it. And for some people, like I know this person, and on the same note that you might not tolerate it because you're hurt and you feel disrespected. I think like when I came in, like you feel that disrespect, right? You're gonna be like, this is like who I thought was my person, and like I don't like this vibe, like I don't like this energy, like we're not doing that. So that being said, I think with certain situations like that, it's one of those things. I don't think that there wasn't enough on the table to legally hold this, like to answer your question, to hold them legally accountable for something that they didn't do.
All right, I'm gonna go next, Rob, because it's my stream. I would have kicked him, and I'll say this why. I'm at a stage in my life where my mental health is the most important thing. And by all means, my trade is I'm a healer. So this is what I do for work. This is my profession, to heal. But in my profession, there's a couple things I have to abide by. One, I have to respect myself first, right? And respect how I feel. If I'm beginning to feel some type of ways, I can't help you because now you're affecting me. Two, I refuse to help anyone who is not paying me because this is my profession. Now, if it's my friends, it's a different story. I'm always available. You could ask the Lotus Lounge family. I'm always available to my friends when they need me. But if you are somebody who's coming to my stream, I don't know you, we've never met in person, we don't hang out, we're not friends, and you're offloading on me, because that's what you're doing, that is not acceptable. That's crossing a boundary. Three, I'm a caretaker for the people in my streams. I have 92 people in here right now. And if I have somebody coming in, a negative Nancy, right? A negative Ned, and they're coming in and they're offloading and they're going through a lot of it and stuff. Respectfully, I am not your psychotherapist. And I cannot be, because it's actually outside legally of my scope of practice. I'm not a trained licensed psychotherapist. I have psychology training from college. I have life coaching training for my credentials, but I am not an actual certified psychotherapist. So you're asking me to be for you what I'm legally not responsible for and what I legally cannot do, right? And then four, I'm just not desensitized enough. I know in this world, we are so desensitized to a lot of stuff. Like streamers, we can have a guy come in and flash his junk on screen and we could laugh about it because it happens so much, but I don't want to. I don't want that to ever be okay. I don't want that to be the norm. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is like, if you're okay with how the events went yesterday, then that's fine. That's great. That's on you.
I wasn't okay, but yeah.
And maybe that's the lesson, right? Like, let me put myself more. The streaming is fun and all, but it's not so important that it takes the place of my mental health. And let's be clear, we have to practice self-love all day, every day. I have to love myself more than I love you, whether you're a stranger or a friend. And if I'm not okay, then I gotta go. You gotta go. You know, go ahead, Rob. That's just my thoughts on it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So thanks Uma for taking 80% of my
I feel like
appreciate
we should invite some of the lounge family in here to come and listen to like Uma's whole thing. Oh my God, somebody hit the rewind button.
Nah. No, to counter what you were saying, I leave it up to choice. It's all about choice for me and societal norms. So like, with that being said, it's all about time and place. Like someone comes into my stream, my life, whatever, depending on where I'm at, what I'm doing, I might, like if I'm streaming and someone has an issue and I'm not ready to address that at that moment, I'll be like, yo, just hit me up after I get off stream. I'm gonna be off in about an hour. If you still up, go ahead and hit me up. And it's about timing and place. So you wouldn't play WAP at a church service. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm like, look, this is not the time and place for that. You know, boundaries, like Uma said, boundaries are very important and stuff. And you could be wilding out as all day long. Like I may be able to sense that whatever you're going through, it has nothing to really do with me or very little to do with me. So like I'll address it at a later time. Like, and you can just wild out to your heart's content because I'm choosing in that moment to be like, all right, let me let this person get it out. You know, get it all off their chest, and then we can have like a sensible discussion. Because when people are wilding out to the 10th degree, it's hard to have a conversation with them. It's hard to have a like actual dialogue with them where, you know, you can give your perspective, they can give their perspective, and we meet in the middle ground of understanding. If you just talking out of your ass and oh, we can't curse on YouTube, huh? If you talk, you can't talk out of your butt. You know what I'm saying? Then like it's hard to actually get a perspective of where you're coming from, or even understand my point of view. Because what I've learned over the years is that most people, especially in arguments or disagreements of that nature, they want to be heard more than hearing the other person's point of view.
Right.
They talk to be. They listen to talk.
He don't respect you, because if he could come in your stream and wild out on you and say disrespectful things to you, he don't respect you. So why would he respect anything you have to say?
No, and I genuinely appreciate both your feedbacks, because I'm not gonna lie, like again, always coming in here and open to the conversation, and for sure I think I need it. And like, not that I didn't know that, just like that reminder, because I'm not gonna lie, it did take a toll. It did take a toll.
I think you are incredibly intelligent, and I think you have an incredible amount of wealth of knowledge and experience that could help a lot of people. But you know, it's again, we're not martyrs anymore. That's out the window. That's so like 18th century, right? We're not martyrs. We're here to help those who want to be helped. And then I expect equal energy exchange, because that's how much I love myself now. I didn't before, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I used to give and give and give. But now I'm like, okay, you want what I have, then I want what you have. What do you have? And I'm not gonna lie to you. If somebody came in here and roll a dragon, he could sit in that box and talk till he's blue in the face for the next 30 minutes. I'm gonna stay here with you. What you want to talk
Let
about?
me
Peanut butter
re-up.
and jelly? I love that stuff. What you like? You like
Re-up
put
is
crust
wild.
on, crust off? You know what I'm saying?
That doesn't buy you a no pants party, okay, Rob?
Oh yeah, I'm about to re-up on that no pants party.
Yeah, no
Don't think I'm not gonna drop a dragon on that no pants party, Melbelle.
You get 30 minutes of but you have to put up boundaries. And then like it's hard, especially when you have such a caring heart, because I have a lot of people that hit me up in my DMs that want psychic readings, you know, and I'm like, no, I'm very, very clear with my boundaries. Okay, if you want to book a session, this is how much I charge. But I don't sit here and do free psychic read. I don't even do free psychic readings for my friends. And you know what's funny? My friends know better. My friends don't ask me. Like Sarah, Zoraima, Danae, my best friends, if they want a psychic reading from me or a healing from me, they're going to give me something in exchange. Uma, I got some oil for you I just made. Uma, I want to give you a massage. Can I get this? You know what I'm saying? So that's how you start to know like who's really for you and rocking with you, because they're not trying to use you, but they're going to offer you something in exchange as well. And that's only the people I want to be around from this year going forward. I just want to be around people who want from me, sure, but you also want to give to me as well. Hey, Mr. Do Right. All right, let's bring it in with our last topic for tonight. Welcome in, everybody. This is the Great Debate. Big shout out to Rob, my co-host, and our incredible guests, incredible Southern and Melbelle. Thank y'all for sharing so much. All right, Rob, take us home. What's our last topic for tonight?
Oh, well, the last topic should be a little bit lighter. The last topic of the night is, what is something of value that you have learned over the last year?
So since 2024.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go last because I got a good one.
Now you want to go last.
Hey, this app is starting to trip with me again. I keep seeing it like trying to kick me out. But I'm gonna just say, just because you're right doesn't make you right. Right? Like you could be right, and I don't know if I'm saying it right, but like, never mind.
Is it like
Never mind.
I
I
think
had to think. When I get it right, I come
no,
to.
because is it that
Well,
because
all right then.
my man says that like my man says two rights can be right. Like he'll say that all the time. When I say something that's right and he says something that's right, he'll say two rights can be right. Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, there you go.
Oh no, I think the saying is uh two things can exist
Can
at the same time.
right. Two things can be right. Is that what you're saying? I think you might have to come back in. All right, Southern.
Repeat that question there, Rob.
What is something valuable you learned over the last year?
I'll tell you the truth, and that's
Mhm.
friendship. Friendship is something that's been valuable for the last year to almost 2 years, especially being on this app because myself and Games, we've been rocking since 2021 ish,
I
and
love that.
then uh, a couple other people we've been rocking within the last 6 to 8 months, like Mr. 6'6", and then along with the family, Lotus Lounge family. And if you ever been in the military and you come around that camaraderie, that's something that you cannot. That's something that is authentic. You cannot duplicate it, and you cannot replace that to a certain degree. And I mean, Uma can tell you, I came to her house and like she said before, and it's just a good vibe and it's just good family fun and something that you cannot replace.
The house that I own, I would like to add.
Ah.
The house that I own, I'm petty like that.
That's
All right,
hilarious.
Melville.
Um, I wouldn't say that I learned, but I think that it was very highlighted for me. Um, was kind of piggybacking on what Southern was saying. You know, we can get along and be kind to so many people, but I feel like highlightness of the transparency that chosen family can exist. That sometimes blood does not make you family. And really seeing for what it is. And it's not even meant in a sad way, you know. I posted something about it like in my story, like where I don't regret it. When I say to be acknowledged of learning that my heart does not work like anybody else's. And it's not even a complaint. It's not to say that I want the reciprocity. It's basically just highlighting myself on like, I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna apologize or change it. Um, and I'm not going to break my own heart expecting the same in return. I don't want it, you know, and goes hand in hand with me not matching energy. You know, people say like, oh, I'm going to pay it forward, eye for an eye. I'm like, but I don't want to be, at least for me, I don't want to because I know that I can go to the extreme. I don't half ass it. I'm all in. And I don't want to change that, but I do, but I have found a way to balance it to who has access to that and just being in such to say what I say, to say what I mean. And it's not to complain. It's not for anybody to change it unless, you know, that's their wish. It's basically to say this is where I'm at. Thank you, you know, for the amount of space that you've taken in my life. um because for the longest time, you know, it would come off like even when I posted something like, oh, Mel, and it's like I'm not complaining about it. I'm actually like, I'm okay knowing that I have this innate love and capable of the way I love, and I'll never not believe in love, and I'll never have anybody make me feel like I'm being gullible. I'm just in full acknowledgement and okay that everybody can't do it, and that's okay. I can do it, and that's just enough for me. as cheesy as that sounds. So that's probably the biggest highlighted thing for me, and just really being like, I have one heck of a like chosen family. And so
I know my chosen family rocks. I
yeah.
love that. All right. What's you said one meaningful thing that I learned from last year?
Yeah, what's one thing of meaning or value that you learned over the last year?
Trusting myself. You know, one of the things I realized recently, no, thank you, Tyrone shoelaces. Not even a whole shoe, just the shoelaces. Really?
Wyoming? Like of all the places,
Really?
Wyoming? What's going on in Wyoming?
I'm
Got a
sorry.
whole
But
globe.
you know, like for me, it's just trusting myself because one of the things I realize is I know things. And I've spent my whole lifetime trying to convince people that I know things. And it never works out for me because people don't believe me. They doubt me. They think that I don't know what I'm talking about. They don't want to hear what I'm talking about. And then they go and do what they go and do. And guess what happens? Guess what happens every single time? What I said is going to happen happens, right? And then I don't get an apology. I don't get a, yeah, you were right. I don't get a, I should have listened to you because I'm not the one going out there to say, I told you so. But it's happened so many times that I realize now this is my superpower. I know things. And I got to stop letting other people tell me I don't know things. Like I'll give you a case in point, right? I had a friend who earlier last year called me because she was ready to walk out in her job. And I told her, I said, do not walk out in your job. You sit there, you suffer through because you got a job and we're pretty much in a recession. And if you leave now, what's going to happen is you're not going to get a job for a long time. You're going to dry up your savings and then you're going to be in a world of trouble. She did not listen to me. She put in her resignation that day because the new boss was giving her bad vibes. Okay. Guess what happened? She is still unemployed to this day. And she left her job last year, March. She has dried up her savings, right? She's living at her parents' house and she's depressed. I told her all of this was going to happen, right? So for me now, it's like I'm trusting myself more. I'm not letting other people tell me what I know and what I don't know. And I will continue to tell people what I feel because I love people. Like Melbelle, I have a big heart, you know? So I'm going to tell people, hey, this is my thoughts on it, whether you want it or not. This is my thoughts on it. You know why I do that? Because I want them to have another opinion, another perspective. And then the choice is theirs. If they want to choose what they're going to do, let them do that. But then if they want to choose what I tell them to do, maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll make their life easier. I'm hoping, but I also want to give them that choice. So I know what I know. Rob, please don't look at Tyrone. Now you got 15 illegitimate children. I can't. That's why you got shoelaces and no shoes.
Hey, Tyrone, we're gonna have to pass on that. We're gonna have to ride a horse and don't save the cowboy.
He can't write
Right.
anything. He's running on shoelaces, son.
Yeah, he ain't got no shoelaces. Oh, that's hilarious.
Rob,
And he's cold
That's
because
gonna
he's
be
an
the-
igloo.
I was like, igloo and tree houses. Where are you at that trees
Their
is
moms
this with
taught them how to
igloos?
use a bazooka. It's wild. You know,
yeah,
I am flattered for Uma on the commitment and the shenanigans that you take the time to type out in the comments.
Look, this is what I
Let me
do.
find out you have
I
a
live
full
for this.
profile too.
That's what.
I live for this right
I
here.
gotta
Oh,
say,
of course, it's that Tyrone.
he
Why did I know that? We've
gets-
seen him
Wow.
he gets
around.
the
He hangs
best-
out in Lux's live too. Was that his
Yeah,
name there
he gets-
too?
he gets the best trolling award. If you're gonna troll, this is how you troll. This is classic. This
Yeah.
is good trolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. My real name
Rolling
is Rolling
breadcrumbs is
Breadcrumbs.
Oh wow.
Rob,
Maybe
what about
Tyrone
you?
Rolling
How would
shoelace
you answer this
breadcrumbs.
question?
What have I learned of value in the last year? I'm gonna hit it with a two front. So because this is something I've been telling people for probably like 18 months. Um, one thing is that people are a commodity. Uh, I think Fabulous said it best. You're a movement by yourself, but we're a force when we're together. But you can do anything on your own, but it's stronger if you have a team behind you that's on the same pathway as you. The other thing that I've been telling people of great abundance is that negativity is easy, positive is hard. To
Mhm.
find the joy that you to find the joy in your life on a daily basis is is a special trait that everybody can actually partake in. Positive and uplifting and elevation is a road uh, is a road roughly traveled. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So
I love that.
I tell people find your joy and create it in every space. That's why I tell people all the time. I I go to bed the same way I wake up, joyful, and everything in between is just what happens. Everything in between, but I tend to have joy 90% of my day.
Some people are find joy in being Petty LaBelle's though, okay, and Petty Jackson's.
And then look, and if that's where your joy is,
Have you
you
not
embrace
met
it.
Jen, my sister?
And embrace
I love
it.
being Patti LaBelle.
If
Be
it puts a
branded.
big smile on your face, do it.
Do what makes you feel
I
good.
mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, your focus was joy after all, right, Rob?
I love that you said that, Rob, because I just had that today when I have my own troll, my very own troll. His name on this app is I'm So Chill. He researches me. He goes through
Mine is
because
Life and Liberty. Have you met him? He comes everywhere too.
oh yeah, he's not as bad as I'm So Chill. I'm So Chill does research. Like he'll go on all my pages, all my social medias, lurk in my account. He's probably in here right now. I love this for me because I'm like I've never had this dedicated a troll. But
Right? The
but
commitment.
I love this. Like I can't even be mad at it because I stay on his mind. I mean, I think he's slightly obsessed with me, which might be a little scary, but you know, it is what it is. It happens.
Yeah.
But what Rob said about like your community and stuff, that really made me think of my troll. I'm So Chill. I call him I'm So Frill. Let's be real. Um, but it made me think of him because today he went into my friend's stream, Mr. 6'6", and even though Six was talking about whatever other topics, my name kept coming up out of his mouth every single time. But I didn't even have to say anything. Like I sat for 30 minutes while this man talked about me, and the whole room was going at him. I'm talking Southern and something, and Six and Lizzie Mars and No Time for Games, and everybody who was anybody was showing up for Uma. And that made me feel so good because it was showing me like what you said, Rob, when you have a team behind you, wow, it's a powerful feeling. I felt on top of the world. I was like, wow, you know, this is what Donald Trump feels like. I'm just kidding. But
We
thank
still
y'all.
recording?
Thank y'all so much for coming to another beautiful night of the Great Debate. See y'all next Wednesday, and I hope you guys enjoyed the conversations.